it up.
All right. Yeah, but I believe we're all good to go. So give
All right.
me a countdown when you're ready.
You could count us down. I'm ready to go like right now.
All right. So with that said, we can go count. I'll count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Woo woo! Hey everyone, this is Path Radiance. Pretty cool game. Playing it in Japanese, so hopefully I don't get got by Japanese text. Pretty fun game. It's the game with Ike, you know.
We like him.
In Buff Marth.
Buff Marth.
No, this is like
friends.
This is like Wimpy Marth right now.
Sorry, that's Radiant Dawn Ike, where he gets super buff.
His growth's matched that too. Like he just gets a lot of strength.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, I haven't seen such a drastic transformation since Chris Redfield from the old school Resident Evil to new Chris Redfield. It looks like the Hulk.
Hulk arms.
Oh, he can punch boulders, you know.
There's static coming out
I
of somebody's.
think there is static for someone.
I think it was OC actually. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is OC.
Okay, that's just me turning my mic on and off so I don't bleed sound. Sorry.
It's fine. I think
probably
we're
just gonna
okay
mute
though.
my-
right
my-
now.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna talk for this run pretty much. I need to go take care of some stuff, so good luck with your run.
Alrighty, thank you.
Okay, cool, thanks.
So this is a basic tutorial. Basically, Grail is the enemy we just beat. And he's basically Ike's father. He's training Ike to be a mercenary. And it's just pretty much standard.
Yeah,
Tutorial.
right now it's like Ike's first mission. He's coming along to tag along. He also sees his house. Even though Titania is pretty much the leader of the group right now, Ike still has to seize. So we just do a really easy rescue drop. Mounted units can kind of move after they attack and do like non-attacking actions, unlike the Game Boy Advance games. So pretty nice for just being overpowered. We're gonna see a lot of mounted units in this game.
Console Kanto is amazing.
Easy 2-turn because of a rescue drop. Even with Ike's shrimpy legs, can still reach it immediately. Alright, so this is the first map where the game is slightly different from the North American version because the enemy stat variance is kind of a bit annoying in this game on the Japanese version. Enemies kind of tend to vary a point of HP or defense or speed, whatever. And for the early game, when you're still at your base stats, it's actually kind of a big deal. Like this dude rolled 19 HP when sometimes he can roll 18 and be 2-shot by Oscar. So I kind of have to, well, I have to 3-shot him. But I guess that's okay because that just means I could beat him to Ike.
So this game is a good speedrun because it's not manipulated like the GBA games, but it's still relatively consistent. In this game because of something called fixed growths mode. And that makes it so your level ups are based off a formula, so generally you get the same stats. There's some variations based on like what bands you have equipped or what weapons you're using even, but generally it's pretty much the same every playthrough.
Yeah. So the level ups are always going to be the same, but everything else is just like it's random. But it is routed to be consistent, like TR said, so hopefully nothing goes wrong or I don't mess up and I have to improvise, but you know.
Improv like that chapter 13 the last one.
If it comes down to that, maybe I won't die. Really depends on
yeah, like
the
there are a
mistake.
few chapters where you can die, but it's uncommon. So there is a speed wing that Gwimbitch will be picking up. I think the boss drops it, and Titania actually needs that speed wing soon because There is a boss coming up in like 2 or 3 chapters that she cannot double without that extra speed. I mean, she could if she gains speed from her level ups, but again, this is fixed growth mode, and you're not gonna get like 2 speed level ups in a row or whatever. So in fixed growth, she needs the speed ring to double attack a boss coming up in a few chapters. Oh, Titania, she is a paladin. She is. So you remember Seth from Fire Emblem Sacred Stones? Titania is basically the Seth of this game. So like that's all I really need to say. I think she's OP. She's gonna carry the first half of the run quite a bit.
Yeah, this game's pretty fun because you can actually menu really fast. The only downside is unskippable battle animations, or map animations. The whole speedrun is kind of routed around minimizing them, so that's pretty cool. I feel like there's a much more emphasis on this game where you really want to minimize fighting whenever possible. So you see us constantly like unequipping our weapons and just avoiding combat. Yeah.
Even with the map animations you see, Radiant Dawn is still a longer speedrun in this.
Yeah, this game just is shorter than Radiant Dawn by
It's such a shorter game.
12 or so chapters. Like this one is
I think
maybe
like 10 chapters.
maybe 32, because it goes. Well, actually, chapter 17 is split up to 4, so maybe about 33 chapters. Radiant Dawn's like 45.
Mm-hmm.
And Radiant Dawn has tons of enemies. This game has a decent amount, but Radiant Dawn really has a lot.
Yeah, like this game, even though it does have animations, it's actually pretty light on route chapters. I think there's like 5 or 6 route chapters in this game, which really isn't that much compared to some other fighting games.
There's like 33. There's only maybe 5. So there's like chapter 2.
Which wasn't even that long.
Yeah. 7.
Ugh.
12. 17-1, and then like chapter 25. Oh, actually 18, and then 25. So yeah, there's not very many. People like to complain about route maps in both Path Radiance and Radiant Dawn, but there's really not very many. If anything, there's like an abundance of seas and/or escape or arrive, which are all fine objectives. Definitely makes it a lot easier when you're trying to avoid combat. So yeah, we do have this Pegasus Knight here named Marcia. She's gonna be very important. We just have to get Ike to talk to her. She won't join right now, but we're kind of like fulfilling the first half of her recruit condition.
Yeah, I don't think she has like a real chance of dying with this strat at least before you talk to her. But the more hits she
actually
does,
like if she gets hit if she gets hit like by every enemy, but then she doesn't get like put below that HP threshold where she heals herself. Like I think it's exactly like 10 HP, and then she gets like hit again a bunch on that enemy phase. Like she just dies. You can't do anything about it, but just has to like just not heal.
Titania does have a chance of missing that boss. If she misses, you can't really do much about that, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's like an 80%.
It varies between like 85 to 95, depends on fire rhythm. We'll explain that some other times. But yeah, this chapter is pretty neat. So the goal of this chapter is to just kill the boss, but as Gwimbitch mentioned, we want to route the chapter such that we avoid as much combat as possible. So Gwimbitch is doing a bit of a shove train. Shoving is a mechanic introduced in this game where you can move another unit 1 tile without using the target's turn. So he shoves Sheenan a few tiles and threw Sheenan, a sniper, into the middle of a bunch of enemies. Sheenan cannot counterattack 1-range enemies, which is really useful because you avoid more combat. But the boss has a javelin and he moves later, meaning he's going to attack Sheenan at 2 range. So Sheenan will weaken the boss just enough so Titania can finish off the boss on turn 2.
Yeah, and the enemies kind of like line up in a way where they surround Sheenan and Titania, but there's still an opening left for Titania to just like sneak past them and just like whack the boss from behind.
This chapter is kind of a chapter where like the English version of the game is less consistent because I mean I think the enemy stats are lower overall the enemy AI doesn't cooperate as well in this chapter as in Japanese, so more often than not, someone will block you off such that you can't finish it in 2 turns. At least with this exact strat.
Yeah, I remember this
There's
strat kind of being a bit weird on the North American version of the game.
Yeah. This game is quite significantly different between the North American and the Japanese version.
Yeah, there's a couple differences. Like so far, the only differences have been kind of like annoying, like with enemy stat variants. Later on, when we first get access to the base, we'll have less money and forges are more expensive, but there's a really nice payoff. And the only reason why we're playing this version of the game.
Yes, Shiden
Just
does have Provoke in this game.
Yeah. Let's just say we'll be putting the money that we do get to good use.
So this is our first defend map of the game. Pretty fun stuff. Enemy AI is funny sometimes. Oh, whoops. That out of order.
Oh yeah. This is kind of one of the interesting defend chapters. You can't end it early. The way to speed it up is kind of amusing.
Yeah, this strat is amazing. I love it. I love abusing poor archers' ranges. So you guys are gonna see what Grinch is gonna do.
You're gonna see.
I'll just let it happen, but it's a Fire Emblem classic, basically.
So we're going to be taking advantage of Shinin's provoke skill. It increases the chances that he's going to be targeted over like any of his allies. Oh, I didn't even equip the Regal Sword. I don't think it matters though. Like dealing like 5 damage. Oh, it did. He's got noodle arms. Alright, here we go. So, yeah, enemy AI is a thing. They really want to attack Shinin, and they're willing to block off their teammates from like attacking literally anybody else. And because the AI doesn't really think things through rationally, they're just gonna stand in front of me and completely block off their teammates, and they won't get out of the way.
And
So-
even when he gets out of the way, they'll just not attacking anything.
They're still looking at Shinin's direction too, like.
Yeah.
This whole clear would look so different if the archers backed off, but they don't, and I love it. Alright, so that was the first defend map of the game, so that's some good stuff. So now, like, the mercenaries kind of like found a princess on the side of a road, and they rescued her, and now they're kind of running away. Oh, oops. Running away with the princess. So, like, plot-wise, the Grail mercenaries are like just hiding in a forest, and they're trying to cross the river, but it's just like heavily guarded. And they're like, okay, well, let's go hide in the trees. We're gonna kind of take advantage of this because while you're still in the trees, the enemies won't move after you. So Titania's just gonna like get as close as she can to crossing the river, and then just like ambush this guy out of the trees. It must be so terrifying for that archer. Just out of the trees just comes the doors, and he just gets trampled over.
That poor archer. That poor archer.
So this is the first of, I guess, many, but not really. The first of few escape maps, anyway. In previous games where escape was a thing, it was actually kind of like intense, or you had to get like multiple units out. But here, it's just like it's a glorified seas map.
Yeah, like ultimately you end the chapter if Ike escapes, aka basically seizes, but you also get some extra bonus experience for each extra unit that escapes. But it's not really worth it in this case, and Titania has to use up her player phase to do something else on the last turn.
Thankfully, the units you don't have escape don't get left behind, unlike in some Fire Emblem game. That shall not be named.
Yeah, the positioning of Titania and Ike here is kind of important because it it manipulates the enemy AI to pretty much leave a perfect path for Titania to finish off the boss while leaving a path for Ike to escape.
It also avoids that knight from chasing down Titania and Ike and actually like attacking them. Oh, whoops, this is not right. Oh, there we go.
And you really want to avoid knights attacking because knights have really slow attack animation.
Oh.
So, Chapter 7. This chapter is kind of notorious for this game speedrun because it it's a route chapter, a pretty big one. And what Gwimpage is gonna do is he's gonna hit these trigger points as soon as possible. That basically spawns Shiona and Gatry to spawn, which also spawns the rest of the units that you have to kill in the long run. So you want them to spawn as soon as possible so you can just start killing them immediately.
Yeah, there's one set of reinforcements, and it's a massive amount of reinforcements, so once you pass the trigger line, nothing else will spawn for the rest of the map. It also lets us start clearing up the top left corner of the map with Shinon and Gatry, so we just want to hit it immediately. Oscar's like the only one that can actually reach it on turn 1, so we have him do it. It looks kind of weird how he's just like up there in the corner, but that's actually where the trigger line is.
This chapter is also kind of a chapter where the Japanese version but because enemy stats tend to be higher in the Japanese version versus the North American version, and that actually makes a big difference in this chapter because there's a lot of knights that Titania can pretty easily 2-hit KO in the North American version, but in the Japanese version, depending on how they roll their stats randomly, they can survive with like 2 or 3 HP and just waste a lot of time. So this is one of those chapters where the North American version has a more consistent advantage over the Japanese version.
Oh. Okay. I'm okay with this.
Gwimpage also wants Ike to hit, like, I think level 5 before he starts bonus experiencing him, because bonus experience can be pretty tight in the run for a certain strat to work out.
Oh yeah, just for the record, I'm playing Path Radiance on normal mode, and people know this is kind of like one of the easier games in the series, and it is. So I was curious, and I checked this hand axe fighter's like stats last night, and he actually only has 2 strength. 2 strength.
Wait, he only has 2 strength?
Yeah. He only done 1 damage to me.
Wow.
So funny. And he's using a hand axe, right? So
Yeah.
he's using like 8 speed.
That's probably why Sarn can actually like double him. Oh, oops.
I will make a note though, like Fire Emblem speedruns are typically speedrun on normal difficulty. It's just kind of a standard we do. That doesn't necessarily mean the speedrun itself is easy. Quite the opposite actually, because like normal difficulty typically means the game isn't difficult to just beat, but doing a proper speedrun of a game, regardless of difficulty, tends to be a different story. Yeah.
This game's like this. Okay, so the majority of the game is actually pretty straightforward. Like, you get so over-leveled compared to the enemies, like, they're just a joke. But near the end, the enemies do sort of catch up, and if you get really unlucky and, like, just get ganged up on, you can actually, like, have a reasonable chance of dying. Especially on one stupid map with one stupid boss.
The one stupid
Brave
boss that has
Lance.
the Brave Lance and freaking Miracle and thrown bonuses and bulky. We'll complain about him when we get there, probably in like an hour and a half or something.
So yeah, for now we're just routing the map. Like Kirby said, there's quite a bit of enemies, and these knights can like sometimes roll different stats, and the 1-round KO thresholds are frequently different, and you can't really do anything about it. There's also other stuff that can just go wrong, like I can miss that beef with that javelin because Titania only pulls like a 70% hit on him. But for the most
yeah.
part, like everything is pretty straightforward. I want to say, it's just things that lose you a little bit of time, but overall, not really a big deal.
It's not like the GPA Fire Emblems, for example. If you make a mistake, you pretty much have to start over the entire chapter just because of how manipulation works. Or like in the previous run you saw, and you missed your dying over and over again because it's not a super consistent run. But this game and Radiant Dawn as well are probably like the most consistent Fire Emblems for games that aren't manipulated. So pretty consistent, especially Path to Radiance. First half of the run is really consistent. Radiant Dawn I feel like is kind of the opposite.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
probably.
it's early game in Radiant Dawn. That's kind of a thing.
Edward.
Because what makes Radiant Dawn consistent is basically bonus experience. So once you get that going, it gets more consistent.
You have just a bunch of random little time losses here and there too, which are really annoying. I don't really want to complain much about it, but I'll just say 3P is it's a meme.
Squeer,
Green Runners, it is complete meme. When I do my Radiant Dawn run in a few hours, we'll get to that. Start complaining. Oh man.
Hey, at least there aren't any, at least I don't think so, any A-straight cats on normal mode.
No, not in normal mode. So like, actually, Radiant Dawn normal mode Chapter 3P is more consistent than easy difficulty.
Yeah.
It actually is more consistent than easy difficulty. So again, an example where the difficulty does not necessarily mean it's a harder thing than it's speedrun.
I would have loved to speedrun Fates, except Conquest normal mode isn't very fun, and Birthright is Birthright Kappa.
So you really like Revelation then, right?
I wouldn't touch that. No.
LTC went.
So what happened to that Conquest LTC
Oh,
you were
that's
working on?
please. It's still alive. I'm in the middle of editing Chapter 13. As in,
Oh, wow,
I
that
started
far.
it. Well, I started it, and then I forgot about it for a good 3 months or so.
Oh,
I could probably finish it in like a year if I really focused on it.
world record pace.
No, it should honestly just only take an hour. I just get distracted too easily.
How come you managed to finish this game then?
Because I'm being pressured.
Peer
Kirby
pressure.
bullied me.
I know that feel. I didn't want to be here either, don't worry. I sure love watching Titania's animations.
Oh, whoops, I should have used the steel axe.
Reset.
There's no.
Oh, there we go, Chapter 7's done. Should we watch the cutscene?
Do it.
It's
Do it.
pretty amazing.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Japanese voices. I don't think everyone sees them.
I haven't
There's
actually seen
Japanese.
this. I don't for the whole
Oh,
thing.
we're gonna do that.
I don't think we're gonna go the whole thing, but we gotta get the good
Oh
bits.
boy. I've never heard the Japanese voice.
Come on.
Oh, I have to.
Oh my god, it's spray bike. It's wow, this is a lot better than the English version.
It is.
I've never actually seen this before.
この剣を使われよ。何のつもりだ。貴殿との戦いを楽しみにしていた。
I loved the English version as a kid.
全力を尽くしていた。
I still think it's okay.
Father!
一緒誰言うんだ。昔
Black Knight's so scary.
呼ばれたこともあった。
Oh yeah, maybe I should stop. I just wanted to get to the father part, but honestly, this cutscene is a lot longer than I remember it being.
Man, if only Ike used that Ragnell.
Well, we don't kill very many
Wait, no,
units in the
Ragnell.
speedrun. Let's get to the part and then we're done.
The Black Knight's voice is really high and he sounds so threatening. It's like deep, like Batman. except without the throat cancer.
Rest in peace, Grail. Or Brave Bike, I'm sorry. It was actually Brave Bike. Alright, let's make up that time we lost watching that cutscene.
Oh.
We have like one death in the speedrun. We gotta keep that death count high, okay? Grail totally counted.
Wait, so we're counting Grail?
I don't think that's fair.
Might as well, he died on stream. now we get to watch bonus experience instead.
Yeah. So this is a good time to just dump a lot of bonus experience in Ike. And again, this is fixed growth mode, so Ike actually has consistent level ups. But Ike does need some defensive stats to survive this chapter, and he's going to be using the Regal Sword to kill some Cavaliers as well, to save time in this defense chapter coming up. Which, the Regal Sword is basically a rapier. I think it has exactly the same stats, actually.
And 2 times might.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this we
It's
never
pretty
mentioned.
much like a steel sword forge. Even like at max might. It's weird.
Really? Huh. Yeah, no, that makes... It's probably like 14 might, right? Yeah, and I think steel swords have like a 9 might, forge is plus 10, plus 5.
Oh, oops.
Or is that Radiant Dawn? I don't remember.
I wish you could watch cutscenes while you're doing the bonus experience.
But yeah, this game, similarly to the English version, weapon effectiveness is ×2 instead of ×3, which means if a weapon is effective on a unit, the weapon's might is doubled. What that means is the Wind Tome has 2 mights, and if you use it on a flying unit, it doubles to 4 mights.
Oh
And the
God.
Thunder Tome has 4 mights by default. So using the Wind Tome on a flying unit makes it as strong as a Thunder Tome.
But wind is more accurate, right?
You're technically correct. I think it has like 1, and Thunder's like
thank God.
5.
Better buy a lot of them. I mean, there's no reason to use thunder in the Japanese version, right?
Nope, not at all.
Well, I hope Ike doesn't get beat up by all of these guys, because that could be bad.
No, you're not supposed to let the Lord die, just so you know.
Oh,
It's not game over at all if you let the Lord die.
okay, I won't have to worry about it then. Thanks for letting me know.
So,
Okay.
there's a Cavalier, if you notice, 2 tiles below Ike, that's conveniently blocking the only tile that a Cavalier can attack Ike at 2 range. Ike cannot counterattack 2 range because he's a sword unit, so everyone is attacking him at 1 range. So Ike can actually kill everything, the bottom part, on enemy face.
I remember when I was like messing around with this strat, I was like, well, these Javelin Cavaliers are really annoying. I think I'll just have Titania kill them. But then I tried moving Ike a bit, and it was like, oh my, Eureka! It's like, this is amazing!
I remember the old strat before this one.
Oh god.
Don't
the
remind
Ultra-
me, please! I just want to forget!
The Ultra sucked.
It was just a dog pile on Ike. Basically, Ike was the only unit deployed, and he just sat on the throne. You like BXP'd him to level 20, and you just hoped he would survive for like 8 minutes.
Yeah, this chapter and the previous chapter are what I like the Resident Sleeper chapters, because like this chapter and the previous chapter combined is like 15 minutes long. And they're just kind of a slog. It's like, oh, why?
So we're doing the same kind of strategy we used back in chapter 5, if you remember. The archers kind of thinking angry thoughts while they're just locked in their one range in front of a
Angry thoughts.
Staring contest.
Unfortunately, on Titania's end, the archers move last, so it's not worth trying to manipulate them to move up to the front, just because you have to kill everything else.
Yeah. Like all of those 3 armor knights move before the archer or something.
So it's just not worth it. Hey, be glad we're not killing Ileana.
Yeah, she just like kind of starves in the DNR, you know?
Man, Chad is upset about deaths. Maybe I should have put in Fire Emblem speedrun, because in that speedrun, you literally kill off every unit that is not Alm or Silica because it's faster. Every unit in the game, besides your 2 lords, are killed off.
Well, Nephne, Braum, and Kieran count as deaths because they technically just sit in prison for the rest of the game.
Oh yeah?
I'm wondering if I should just use this elixir. I'm feeling like I should.
Question. Do you want to sit through this chapter all over again if the worst case happens?
Well, I could easily just trade the Vulnerary from Titania.
That's true.
Oh,
Or like, if you trade, you'll re-equip your weapon, right?
yeah, but I could just
always
unequip it
forget that.
again.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'll just have to take the Vulnerary off of Ike when I'm done this chapter. Oh, that was the last turn, what the heck?
Ooh.
Vulnerary save lives.
I mean,
Wait,
that's kind of what they're intended.
Wait, we're saving lives in Fire Emblem speedruns? I thought we kill people.
I don't want to sit through chapter 8 again, I'm sorry. I would have been okay.
Weapons kill people.
Alright. Woo! We're past chapter 7 and 8.
Don't mind me, I'm just gonna sell my Night Band.
Oh yeah, so he's been getting these bands and putting them on units he wants to help grow a few stats more. It's really just a few stats in fixed mode. In regular random mode, it gives like a boost to your growth rates. It's kind of small, but it's there.
This is the
And-
first time. Go ahead.
Oh, they're technically a new game plus item.
Sort
So
of,
this
yeah.
is technically a new game plus run, but so have been most of these speedruns because, like in the GBA games, there's just like some unskippable cutscenes that there's absolutely no reason to watch because they take like 10 minutes, and that's the only thing. Like that and units moving slightly faster is like the only difference between new game and new game plus. So it's way more bearable to run new game plus.
Wimpage, I saw you burning some random numbers there.
I know, my Iron
Yeah.
Seed is gonna be screwed now.
Oh man, these crits. Alright, so there's a lot that just happened. So this was the first chapter where you have access to the base, which is where you can shop, forge weapons and stuff. And do some trading and stuff. Wimpage sold a lot of bands, and Japanese version of the game, as he mentioned before, you are really short on money compared to the English version.
Yeah, you
But
start
also
off
he
with
put-
like half money, and forges are also double like expensive.
Yeah, like in the English version, you don't have to sell anything. You can still cap everything on each forge.
Yeah,
and
they
still
cut
fuck yourself
they cut
in.
forging prices by 50%, just straight up in the North American version. So forging is pretty expensive in this game, and it does add up.
But on the other hand, yeah, that's a lot of crits you're getting, Wimpage. What's up with that?
Oh, so there's this
Yeah.
fantastic little glitch called the critical glitch. I know it's a really inspiring and well thought out name, but basically what it does is you can forge weapons with 255 critical rate, which basically means you're gonna be one-shotting things a lot.
And this only exists in the Japanese version of the game, which the biggest reason why Japanese is significantly faster than the English version.
Yeah, so we mentioned about map animations. We wanted to minimize them. This really helps because you're frequently just one-shotting enemies when you have your Slim Lance equipped. Just to clarify though, like this only works on some forged weapons. It doesn't work on javelins. It has to be specific, like slim weapons. These weapons also have like lowish might, so we're kind of just maxing out might. But after that, like against high defense enemies, they aren't gonna be like as OP.
Yeah.
So just to clarify, basically it only works on weapons that have crit innately, because basically what you're doing is you just forge the crit down to 0, and for some reason like the game thinks it's a negative number, except the game didn't go to like elementary school. It doesn't really understand what negative numbers are, so it just kind of says that must be a really big positive number. And so
It's 255.
Yeah.
there's a technical explanation for that, but do you guys really care? I don't think so.
So it works only on the Slim Lance, Slim Sword, and Thunder Tome. We're actually going to be forging all 3 of those throughout the run. But the forged Slim Lance will be the most used weapon. And it is kind of interesting to route around this, because the disadvantage of the forged Slim Lance is that you don't have 2 range, and that's actually pretty important in some chapters.
Oh yeah, and Marcia just showed up. She's coming back.
Oh yeah, she joined. She auto recruits, so I had Ike just sit in a spot where she would use her full movement twice, and then she could just carry Ike to the gate from there.
The boss is kind of scary because he has a skill called Counter. Which chance of activating is 6%, I think, and he deals half damage back. And with the crit forge glitch, you do a lot of damage in one hit.
But you don't one-shot him.
Yeah, so he doesn't die. So he'll do like 15 damage back to you, and he has like a Night Killer, which is effective on Titania. So Titania can just die if that happens. It's very scary. So I think it's around like 3% chance for Titania to die to him if she doesn't have like max health. Because he has to activate counter, and he has a roughly 50% chance of hitting you. But the safe strat is to weaken him with the javelin from afar, and then finish him with this crit.
So here's everybody's favorite prison chapter. Said no one ever. It's pretty easy for the speedrun. We're just gonna be skipping it. The game does try to like incentivize you to like save the prisoners and stuff, because we have some really pretty good units here, but we don't care about that. We got Titania, we got Marcia, and it's okay. We can leave them.
Yeah, another thing to note is bonus experience. You get a lot of bonus experience. Some requirements for bonus experience depends on like specific chapter requirements, like side quests-ish and stuff. So in this chapter, you get like I think 1100 bonus experience if you beat this chapter without getting detected, which is why Gwimpage is kind of running Titania around in these awkward tiles, because you get detected if you end your turn while you're in a soldier's attack range.
Yeah, and there's just like little random tiles here and there throughout the prison that you have to use to just kind of stay out of sight. So we could probably save people, but we're gonna leave them behind in the prison. Goodbye, Neffany. Alright, so Marcia time.
I
I
hope
don't
we avoid a
know.
bonus experience screen. So Marcia actually has pretty well balanced growth for the most part, and reasonable base stats, and with fixed growth mode and a night band, her stats are going to be pretty awesome.
I hear some key clacking.
Oh, sorry, I'm typing chat.
Alright. So, bonus experience time. As expected, we're gonna probably pump as much bonus experience as we can, so Marcia can promote. They kind of introduced a mechanic in this game where once you hit level 21, you just instantly promote without the use of an item.
More games.
Which
need
is
to do
really
that.
nice because You can really break the level curve by just focusing all of your resources into 1 or 2 units, and then they're just like crazy good.
I think it would probably technically be faster to grab the Master Seal in the last chapter, but you really need the extra stats from fixed growth mode. So it might only be worth getting the Master Seal if you speed on the game with random growths, but that makes the running probably inconsistent anyways. So you probably only do it if you RNG manipulating or doing a TAS or a segmented run or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you need to like manipulate getting strength, speed, defense like every level instead of just every
Like
other
just
level.
equipping the Nightband, going from like level 1 to 20, it's only like +2 stats. I'm pretty sure.
That makes a big difference in the long run.
Oh,
though.
actually, like, okay, from like level 1 unpromoted to like level 20 promoted, I'm pretty sure it's only like 2 stats.
But yeah, like you can actually technically RNG manipulate this game. It's like this exactly. It works almost exactly the same as a Game Boy Advance game, like how you can burn random numbers with the cursor movement and stuff. The problem is you don't have a consistent starting seed every time you reset like the Game Boy Advance games. So like no one's really done it yet, but you can theoretically manipulate that route out and RNG manipulate a route from start to finish using random growths, of course. But you can't make a single mistake in an entire run, or else that's just completely over. You cannot continue to run, period. And you don't save between every chapter, because you can't get a consistency that way. But no one's really routed that out, I think, because we're all just lazy.
Yeah.
Rudath is not happy with us. Rudath keeps pushing it, we're like, eh.
I mean, I'd be fine with it, but oh my god, it'll be so hard with
It
how
would be
fast
so difficult to do.
with how fast the cursor goes when you're like using the analog stick in mid-map. It's like it'd be too hard to keep under control.
It would be more consistent in Radiant Dawn, because in Radiant Dawn's RNG is a bit different, because like your cursor movement doesn't actually affect it. But on the other hand, since you cannot actually directly affect the RNG in the middle of player phase, that would make routing it out more difficult. So it's kind of a trade-off.
Okay, so we also get Ike to level 17 here because he gets the point of defense, and it helps him with the, this enemy phase. Something to do with enemy AI being a bit dumb.
Yeah, like you wanted Ike to hit at a certain level threshold earlier, so because you had barely enough experience to have Ike hit level 17.
What did I do? Where was Titania? Titania's like on the top of the unit. Okay, no, this should be fine. Okay, it's fine.
But yeah, you should be fine. Titania is supposed to be third anyways, I think.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Fixed.
But yeah, Ike really wants to hit level 17 because there's a Cavalier whose AI can be finicky if Ike's defense is too low. But I mean, I don't have a 100% explanation on this because I've never looked at the game's AI code or whatever, but from my testing, if Ike is lower than level 17, there's a good chance that a Cavalier will block him from reaching the tile that you need to reach. But if Ike is at level 17, he actually never does that. I think it's because like the Cavalier sees Ike's stats is like, oh god, his stats are too high, I'm not gonna to him and just get away from him instead.
So
that's what I think.
With our newly promoted Marcia, she gets an extra point of move, and it lets her do these really funky moves, like going down the river, then flying over a building. With that movement pattern, we actually avoid a lot of the enemies from even moving, because there's technically like nobody that they can attack, so they're like, I'm just gonna sit here then. So with that, we can kind of sneak by.
As long as there's no one in range that they can find with like their pathfinding algorithm, they're just like, there must be nobody else. The only guy that moves is the thief, because he's trying to burn down the village.
This game really didn't go to elementary school.
Yeah.
And Marcia is like so over leveled right now that like she could just tank all of these hits, even though the boss has like a bow with effective damage on her.
Yeah, there is a guy named Zyhark that you can recruit, but you don't have time for that.
Goodbye, Zyhark.
Goodbye.
There's also a guy with black armor in this map.
Wait,
Also
really?
doesn't matter.
Did I know that? I'm joking.
I have a feeling we saw him earlier. He killed somebody and he said something.
Yeah.
He, Maybe.
I couldn't quite hear what he was saying though, because he was speaking Japanese.
Same.
Oh, boat maps. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, this chapter you get a lot of payoff with having a promoted Marcia because this is a route chapter and you need to kill every unit on the map. But no one can get off the ship unless you're a flyer. And Marcia is our only flyer at the moment.
Haven't you heard of Jill? She's like this amazing Wyvern rider. Top
is
tier
that?
unit.
Yeah, I mean, Marcia's not gonna be your only flyer for a little while, right? Like, it'll be over soon, right?
Goodbye, Jill. She's gonna appear at the end of this enemy phase, but we clear the map too fast for her to even show up.
Yeah.
She's actually a very good unit, but we already have Marcia.
It would be preferred to use Jill if we were able to recruit her earlier, but like you get so much payoff from having a Marcia in like the previous chapter and this chapter alone that it's just not worth waiting for Jill.
It's okay. You get a male Pegasus Knight later named Manith. He's pretty good too.
Oh yeah, the boss in this chapter is annoying. He has Miracle and Miracle is a skill where if you get hit by an attack that would kill you, you have a luck of taking half damage instead.
Yeah, we'll get hard when we're playing FE10.
Yeah. Chad is annoyed that you're pronouncing Marcia as Marcia instead of Marcia.
Hello? It's Marcia. Chad, what are you talking about?
It's Marcia.
This isn't Japan.
Actually, it's pronounced Marcia. That's true.
Stop hogging bonus experience.
This is a good time to bonus experience Marcia because by giving her this few levels, she actually hits a strength threshold that lets her one-hit KO a Myrmidon in this chapter. Like, I mean, I think I made the route changes to be XP her here. That's the only reason to do it, so she one-hit shots a Myrmidon. But again, because of map animations, you actually want to go out of your way a bit to do things like that, to cut out map animations. So that does matter. An extra bit of skill also helps because your hit rates can be slightly iffy here and there. So the extra points of skill help.
Isn't she using the Stun Lance for the entire chapter?
She uses a Forged Javelin here and there.
Okay, that makes sense then.
So.
Yeah, you gotta kind of balance out between using javelins or just not having a weapon equipped. Oops.
This chapter is actually probably one of my favorite maps in the speedrun. Like, even though it's a defense chapter, you have like 4 objectives you want to take care of to go fast. So there's a bunch of green scrubs, and we wanted them to waste as little time as possible. So Gwimpage is going to be using a lot of units to kind of rescue them. He's also going to be doing a shove train on Ike to recruit Astrid and Gatry. And he should only leave like 1 green unit left to kind of do their own thing. And you also want to open every chest on the map as soon as you can, because this chapter actually automatically ends on, I think, on turn 10 if there are no enemy units left. So you want to treat it as a route chapter, and there's a bunch of Raven reinforcements that spawn. And what they do is they go after the treasure chests eventually, but if they're all open already, they're just going to run away instead. So Volk is going to be doing a lot of treasure raiding, but Titania and Marcia also have a chest key each to help out with that.
Use Astrid, please.
Use Astrid.
Astrid doesn't die. I think that's enough.
Gross over bases, right, Mecha?
To be fair, Astrid has Paragon, so...
Can't really grow if nobody levels you up. Especially you can't really grow if you're dying too. Looking at you, FE10, Astrid.
Oh my god. I think, who was it again that comes with the Night Ward? I think Astrid comes with the Night Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Night Ward, I don't think we use it in the speedrun, but
We
the
do.
Night Ward's kind of a... Do we do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we do
after
use
the
it,
late
yeah.
game.
The Night Ward is an equipable item on only Knights and Players, where it gives you a +2 boost to both defense and resistance. But it also, the game doesn't tell you this, but it also gives your speed growth a plus 30% boost while you equip it.
I still really want this to be an
is
urban legend.
So like the thing is, Gatry has a 30% speed growth in this game, I believe, but that goes up to 60% speed growth in Radiant Dawn. So people make a joke about how Gatry literally ate the Night Ward. That was just how he gains the plus 30% speed growth.
I believe it.
I believe it too.
Where do you think he gets all those muscles? You guys gotta eat us something.
So what did Ike eat then?
I don't know.
Probably
ate
ate
the,
the Regal sword.
He ate the Galleon army.
So he consumed the beasts?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just like really scared of messing up now. How could you forget? The Danvid could use the Night Ward too, Kirby.
What's up?
You forgot how
That is
Danvid can
that is
use
not
the
the
Night Ward.
Oh yeah, Downfake. Oh yeah, soldiers can use the Night Ward too. I forgot about.
No, but no, wait, that's not in this game.
I know I said that's what Kirby would say, Danvid. Noticing.
Dunvid, Devdon, they're not the same person at all.
A lot of people make this mistake. That is definitely not Devdan.
It's not like Mecha has a Dunvid avatar. Wait, is it a Dunvid or Devdon one?
It's both. You can see both of them.
Oh yeah, it's both.
It's very
Can't see
shipping
both.
avatars. It's like, people were just for shipping random use. I was like, okay, can you make me Devdan Dunvet one? She did. Shout out to Radical Momo.
It's like Schrodinger's Devdan. Is it really Devdan or Devdan until you decide which one?
The compendium art for Devdan and Danvet is really cool too. It's like Danvet looking in the mirror and seeing Devdan, or vice versa.
I just noticed that random Murdoch got a crit on
Oh,
Marcia
whoops.
and did 6 damage.
Yeah, and then she just crit him right back. Oh, I messed.
Yeah.
Kind of messed up here.
FE9 is challenging, guys.
Yeah, I mean, like, this chapter is flexible enough. If you make a strategy mistake, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Just don't leave the green square open to a raven.
Oh god. Yeah, if a Raven is in range of the green tile, sees it and game over. So you want to be careful with that.
Yeah, because I think that's where Sanaki's hiding.
Yeah, that's a very reason.
Sanaki can't fight in this game.
If you want to see Sanaki fight, watch the Radiant Dawn run. She actually gets like 2 kills.
Can Marcia reach this halberdier? It'd be amazing if she could. Then he just dies on enemy phase, and then I can pull for the chest and map done. Oh my goodness! Yes, she can.
The improv strats.
The improv.
So did we mention why you're getting all the chests?
We mentioned it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Only actual item that's used from the chest, I think, is the energy drop. I think we use it on Ike. I don't remember off the top of my head. Everything else we don't use in the speedrun, I think. Not to say that they're all useless items, but they're just not used in the speedrun.
Yeah, one of them is an occult scroll. We won't be using that. We'll be using something else to make Ike strong. A particular notorious combination of skills.
They're pretty good items. You'd think there would be a use for them.
Well, you have like a Laguz axe and like a longsword and Elfire. It's like, what are some of these chests? They're not very good.
Somebody should put a chest key in a chest.
I'm pretty sure there's a game that does that.
Probably.
I think Thracia has that.
I'm just gonna trade
Oh,
this.
like a legit game.
Daily reminder for Kirby to play Thracia.
Oh, yeah, hold on, let me just fix this. Okay, there we go. I should have the occult scroll in my inventory. And now my muscle memory won't be screwed later, maybe.
Kirby, play Thracia.
Hasn't he played Thracia yet?
No.
Oh. Wow.
He just
Kirby
wrote
played
victory route instead.
I haven't.
Kirby
No.
played Thracia. You get to experience the glory that is FE5 Finn. Okay, I'm always getting freaking baited by the Japanese text. I can't read which one is visit. I'll just whoops, wrong tile.
I think this is a good time to commentate on the run. So there's a village you want to visit with the Vantage Scroll, and the Vantage skill, what it does is during enemy phase, you attack first. And by the way, say hi to Makala, Marcia's brother. But Vantage Scroll is actually a really important item in the Japanese version of the game because with the crit forge glitch, by attacking first, you can just kill the enemy with a guaranteed crit as opposed to actually seeing the counterattack animation, which is really important. And it saves a lot of time, especially when you're finishing off a mage before the attack. The problem with Vantage is that you always see like a little animation blip at the start of your attack, so that actually loses a bit of time every time. But in the long run, in the Japanese version of the game, it actually saves around 40 seconds, at least 40 seconds, I think, depending on your luck. It's like 40 seconds minimum, worst case scenario, so. But in the English version of the game, you actually don't get it because you don't have the crit forge glitch, so it's not worth getting the Vantage Scroll.
Here we have your obligatory desert chapter. Woo! It has the interesting property that you're not supposed to kill these enemy units because they're like rebels, but they're like not bad guys. So if you don't kill any of them, you get a lot of bonus experience.
Get like
and then there's just like a bunch of treasures scattered throughout the desert, and they're pretty good too. Oh! They're pretty good too, and like the enemies are all like aggressive, so you like want to collect them without killing anything, and it's actually kind of tricky to do so. But we're only interested in one treasure.
Yeah, I think we've been getting the boots in like almost every. It's a common occurrence.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're good.
Yeah, I know.
It's not Shadow Dragon, I don't think, but everywhere else it's so good.
Oh yeah, you're right. We don't get into Shadow Dragon.
Yeah, because Shadow Dragon, there's another way to increase your movement. It's
Warp
staff.
The thing is, you have like so much hammer and warp. You actually have like 15 warps remaining through the run.
Marth barely has to move his feet, so why put boots on him?
Yeah, they thought it would be a good idea, you know. Besides making warp infinite range, they also made them 7 uses and like E rank, and gave you 3 of them, and gave you a hammer and staff. What was it?
It's a C rank.
Oh, C rank.
There's C rank in New Mystery of the Emblem. I'm not sure about Shadow Dragon.
I'm having a brain fart here. I don't think I forged anything here, do I?
I don't remember. Want me to pull open my notes?
That
It might take me a minute to do so. Though.
It's okay. I'm bonus experiencing right now. I'm pretty sure you don't forge anything though.
FE routes. Which chapter number is this?
This is 16.
16. Okay. According to my notes, you trade the boots and use it. BXP Ike, BXP Marcia, and then.
Okay. Yeah. No forge then. Okay. Good.
But you only get 1 per chapter. You're wasting the opportunity.
I think Marcia actually just kept strength, and we're like only halfway through the game around, so.
BXP is a fair mechanic that lets unleveled units catch up to the overleveled ones. It balances the game.
At least this game isn't as poorly balanced as Radiant Dawn.
Radiant Dawn doesn't even try.
It doesn't even try.
There give you so many characters that it's just like have fun.
Like
I think I
Radiant
heard
Dawn.
somebody try to argue that it had good balance once. I was just like, I don't even know what to say. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's really fun.
It's fun.
But, I mean, it's fun running around with like the Black Knight and.
I guess like I
Nyla.
only played like 1 prologue where your cast of units is pretty well balanced. You have like units that attack at 1 range and units that attack at 1-2 range. It's very balanced. A lot of different classes.
Oh, did you equip Vantage? I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, I did not. I could do that next map though. It's not
No,
that big of a deal.
I wanted to talk about it because this is my route change.
This is my route change now.
In this chapter, jerk.
I made a route change, Kirby, and it's mine now. You do it in chapter 17.
peace and balance to my route changes. My route changes. So what's the name of the guy that's in this chapter again? The recruitable guy?
Not Danvet.
I thought it was Danvet.
Was it Danvet?
Wait, is it?
It's Devin in this game.
I thought you were talking about Oliver for a moment, but then I remembered.
So Jeff Dan's story is he was a gardener or something.
Like,
Oh no, he got caught in the garden sniffing flowers.
Oh yeah.
And he gets like imprisoned and enslaved. Just having a bad day.
And Mist just walks up and is like, you should just not work for this guy. He's like, yeah, that's a great idea.
You can like recruit him with almost any child character. Like I know you can talk to him with Wolf, Mist, and Tormod. I think Soren works.
Yeah, Soren, because he
Soren
thinks
works.
he's a little kid or something.
I am not a kid.
He's not a girl either.
Learn new things every day.
Oh yeah, so Titania and Volk kind of play an important role in this chapter. There is a chest in the middle of the map that carries the full guard, which basically makes it so anything effective on the unit is not effective anymore. And Marcia is a flyer, so she's weak to bows and wind magic. Who cares about that? Well, actually, it matters for one chapter. And there's a chapter later on where Marcia has to kind of carry someone, lose speed, and face a bazillion ballista and blizzard magic users. So having the full guard makes that chapter actually consistent.
Yeah, I remember earlier Marcia faced like an iron bow and took like 3 damage.
Yeah, but without the full guard, she would take like 50 damage, and you'll die in like 3 hits. You really don't want to deal with that. It's like almost impossible to finish that chapter without the full guard.
So you don't get Savior until like the end of the game.
Yeah.
And
You
there's
got
no
Savior
pass in
earlier.
this game. It would be so easy to route if there was pass.
You have to choose between earliest savior or pass.
Yeah. As a clarification, this game is not intentional. But the run is still like designed to be as consistent as possible, so there usually isn't much variance of strats anyways. I think I opened with the bottom chest once with Folk, and I'm like, oh crap. You're stupid, because
You
all you
just
can
have
do
to
is fucking
mash.
I know! Direction! I just brain fart and press the direction to open the chest instead. I'm just like, oh crap, that's not the full guard.
I'll remember to... Oh, that's right! Thank you, Kirby. I almost forgot again. No joke.
Apparently, you get some pure water and
Yes.
too.
I remembered to get that too. I don't know if there's a difference if you bonus experience her here or not. I don't think you hit level 20 in the middle of the map anyways.
I think it's for the extra skill and luck for better hit rates on Oliver. I mean, like, it's not really a big deal. Because you have like 90 hit rate anyways, but I think I routed it in just to be paranoid, just in case.
Oh, I thought I was doing it because I was being paranoid.
Was it?
Good to know you also do it.
Oh no, I didn't do it, that's you.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Okay. That's actually not a bad idea.
I don't even think you hit level 20 in the middle of the map,
you-
or during this chapter.
But you get +1 luck and skill, which is +3 hit on Oliver, which makes a difference.
Pretty sure you failed to kill Oliver anyway.
He's too beautiful.
He has seen death's vistas.
Yes, Vantage! Vantage!
Feels bad. Vantage going off when you don't one-shot.
Yeah. So this is chapter 17. It's kind of like the climax of the game. You have to chase Oliver through this massive forest, and the forest is one big map that's split into 4 different chapters. And the first part
So
here
dense.
is a route
Every map
chapter.
has so many things going on.
Yeah. Ike is actually going to be contributing quite a bit in this chapter, because as a route chapter, Marcia's weakness is that she can't be everywhere at once. So Ike is going to clean up after her.
A lot of player units in FE speedruns have this problem where they cannot be everywhere at once.
Yeah, no,
Like an
that's their
epidemic.
weakness.
This map's also not very, like, doesn't really have much enemies in it, actually. Like, there's a couple at the start, and a couple at the top, and then, like, that's it.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
So it's a pretty easy 2-turn.
One of the interesting things about this map is, even though it's separated into 4 parts that are basically like mini chapters, the whole map is still kind of loaded at the same time. So you can cursor over to other parts of the map. It's a huge map, and there's just gonna be nobody there. Like, I used to get lost. I'm like, where am I actually playing this map?
No, that makes sense.
Eddie, where?
Because this forest all looks the same. That's kind of one of the plot things. It's like,
They're like, where are we? Like,
Where are
everything
we?
looks the same. Okay, so different map objective. It just so happens to be an unguarded arrive point. Ready for some cheese.
I love this one. I love this chapter.
yeah, so arrive differs from escape in that anyone can arrive and finish a map, whereas if it's escape, Ike has to do it.
Conveniently enough, there are these random I2 that are out of the quote-quote out of bounds of the main map. So no one will move if they can't reach you. Making this chapter very fast.
I remember when I was prepping for HDQ, I was doing this chapter in front of the other commentators, and I was going through the middle of the map, like in the middle of the swamp, and then moving to the right, and then one of the commentators was like, "What? Can you move on to the bottom right into the forest?" I'm like, "I don't know. Let me try it." we did it. We just went through the forest, and it was like, "Wow, that was a lot faster." Let's do that instead.
Wait, this was back when you had the Radiance on bit war, right? I don't think I
yeah,
remember.
yeah, that was.
Yeah, okay. So I wasn't there.
Yeah, I think it
hope
was
you
like
liked the bench
Molotov.
chapters.
Yeah, I think it was Molotov that came up with it. I miss Molotov. We haven't talked for a while.
Too.
I know he's like around, but I haven't actually talked with him for a while.
So, this chapter is a defend chapter, and it sucks because Ike, for story reasons, Ike is carrying a Heron, meaning, and you can't drop her, so Ike suffers a speed and skill penalty permanently until the end of chapter 17.
Yeah, the real big deal about this is you can't actually pick up Ike. This map would be trivial if you could pick him up.
Is there a spot you can go to that they can't reach at all?
Yeah, we're gonna be using it later.
Yeah,
Well,
there's like a nice
you
little exploit you can use.
You could go there with Ike rescued and they wouldn't move. Is what I
Oh yeah,
mean.
there is. Yeah. Like there's like one tile in the forest up north that Marcia will be going to, but
Yeah.
I could be hiding in the corner.
Oh.
Skills I can pick any Heron.
And you do want to use the pure water, which we never explained. The pure water is an item that temporarily buffs your resistance by 7 points, I think. And then with each turn afterwards, that buff goes down by 1. And these mages, Ike's resistance isn't amazing, so he takes a good chunk of damage from the mages without the pure water. Pitch is also going to be manually killing these because fire animation is very long, so it's worth just spending some time to kill them off instead of watching their fire animation every turn.
Oh.
I think like the old strat for this was to not kill anything with Marcia and just have Ike go in the corner, but
It was even worse than that before.
is it?
Yeah, there are like some hedges along the bottom
you're
part.
Right. I remember that.
I remember trying to go there, and it was like, this really sucks. I don't want to do this map. Please let me just
Matt is
move
so
on.
boring with this strat. I think I'm the one who found his strat and saves like 30 seconds or something like that. It's pretty significant to kill off.
Yeah, the mages. I think I left them before, and it would be like 3 enemies attacking per enemy phase, which really adds up when you have to defend like 10 turns. So yeah, if you could just rescue Ike, it would be fantastic because you could just go where Marcia is right now, and those ruins actually count as like solid walls, so you can't like use magic through it or something.
Yeah. And then he's just gonna end turn. Heal Ike if he gets low, but
I think he's gonna survive at 1 HP. I think that was 7 damage.
oh yeah. It was 7 damage. So you can take 2 more hits before healing. That's pretty lucky.
You can optionally recruit, well, not recruit, but like reinforce your army with 2 additional allies for every new map you get in this chapter. But that's not really necessary. we don't need more than Marcia.
Deploying Titania wouldn't even really be much help because the swamp terrain actually kind of hampers like grounded units, and Marcia don't care about that.
And then in this chapter, it would just be even more units to try to hide in a corner.
Stop scaring me. It's just like, what if there's like a pure water equivalent of like for defense, and I just randomly take 1 more point of damage because like a turn expired, and then I just die. It's just like.
Vantage.
Okay, I'll have to actually remember to heal. I'll take this like super slow if I need to. I just don't want to die on turn 9. Okay. Oh, I didn't save. What if I miss Oliver? Oliver's like beauty radiance just blinds Marcia and she misses her javelin.
So Nosferatu is a light tomb again. Start off light magic, then it went to dark magic, and now it's light magic again.
Okay, it's 92, like what could go wrong? I mean, that's only like 99% with true hit.
His best sprite isn't very fat.
You should have turned on animations.
They've turned on the music. The Oliver music. Is that even in this game?
I think so.
Yeah, it is. It was
Yeah.
playing during like one of the cutscenes, but I skipped it because I'm a scumbag.
I mean, bear in mind that I can't really hear the music because you're streaming audio, so I wouldn't want to hear everyone twice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
same.
right. Well, you could listen on repeat on YouTube or something. That'll fill the hole in your heart for Oliver music.
Yes, let's watch this whole game again, sure. Hey, you didn't already promote Ike. Good job. Good learning. Kappa.
Yeah, I get. Oh, I forgot what I'm doing. Thank you, Mecha.
You knew what you were doing?
What
Hey,
am I
come back.
doing?
Here, when we said I forgot what I'm doing. What did I miss?
Oh.
You were going to
Ike
be...
promotes. Woo.
Okay.
Okay, I think with the death of Oliver, my purpose here has been fulfilled, and I can go for a satisfying night of sleep.
Have a good night. Thanks for having me.
Alrighty.
Alright,
Good night,
see you,
Mecca.
Becca.
Thanks for inviting me. Don't screw up on Radiant Dawn on my absence.
Don't worry, Donbed will get some kills.
Yes.
Like one
Right.
kill.
I think
Bye,
that's
guys.
it. Okay. Later.
Bye bye.
See you around. Thanks for being around.
See ya. Thanks for having me.
So we kind of just got Ike promoted, and we also got 2 new important units, Tanith and Racin. So Racin is a Heron. He's basically the dancer of the game, and lets one of our units move again. Very important. And as a Lagoose, which we never really talked about, Lagoose can transform in this game if their Lagoose meter hits max. And Racin Transformer is really OP because he can let 4 units move again at the same time. The problem is that it takes forever for him to transform, so it's never worth it. But yeah, we're pretty much just going to use them to refresh a unit and move again. The other unit we got is Tanith. She is a pre-promoted flyer who has pretty respectable base stats, so she's pretty useful for combat technically, but in a speedrun setting, she's pretty much a babysitter and like just a secondary support flyer to babysit Racin or visit a village or stuff. But she's still really useful.
Yeah, Tanith's a fantastic unit. It's just really nice to have her along because, like Kirby said, she can babysit people, whether it be like Ike or Racin or whoever. Usually it's Racin though, because Racin's very frail and doesn't move very far.
You can use a Lagoose Stone, right? To
Yeah.
promote or to transform Racin.
Yes,
As
there's
long
only
as-
like 3 in the game though, I think.
No, there's only 2 in this game.
Oh wow.
Wow.
But it's just like there's never an opportunity or like really reason to Lagoose Stone him up. You just get the 5 tile or whatever, 5 tile bigger, and then you just leave Racing in the dust.
So Gwimpage actually shoved Racin, which lets him move. That actually makes it important. That's actually a big deal because that's just enough to reach a treasure chest. 3, I think, to get the Wrath Scroll, and the Wrath skill will be given to Ike for endgame, basically. This is a route chapter, but there's no real way to like kill quickly because you just have like one winding corridor that you can't really skip anything. So he's basically just plowing Marcia through, killing stuff on the way. And
Yeah, it's-
having Vantage.
Oh, go ahead. No, like, I was just about to say, like, this is just one long corridor. Like, you can't
Yeah.
speed it up unless you're mounted brigading and bringing Racing along. But I don't got that. I got like 3 mounts now.
Kind of see Vantage hopefully kicking in, but you see some luck being kind of important here because the Javelin only has... Marcia has like around 20 crit with the Forged Javelin, and if she gets a crit with the Javelin with Vantage, you save a good chunk of time for each time that happens. But unfortunately, that kind of means you can save a lot of time just through random crits. But if you don't get any, then you probably lose like 10 to 15 seconds overall or something like that.
Oh, whoops. I moved Titanium in the wrong spot. Oh, hey, Shinnen's back. And he's dead. Oh, my.
Also, we picked up a good skill there called Wrath.
That Shinnen got destroyed. I don't think I've seen him get bodied so hard before. Poor guy. He's trying to make a living for himself, and Marcia just chucks the javelin to his face.
Shouldn't have left the
Oh yeah,
ground
we
mercenaries.
count Sheenan as a death, don't we?
Yeah, I guess.
I guess he
That's kind
does.
We're counting enemy units that you
Yeah.
can recruit as death.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're counting him.
The question is, does Jill count as a death because she couldn't catch up to the ship, so she probably
I wouldn't. He doesn't die.
when her wyvern got
She
tired.
Oh yeah.
landed in Godoa and got like... she just disappeared. Sorry, Jill. The dialogue's kind of different with the upcoming boss if you don't recruit Jill. Too bad it's in Japanese and we can't read it.
Wow. Why don't you run the English version?
I've had
We're
some
pretty sure in
problems with the North American version on some of these villages. Like if I
really?
skip the cuts, or if I skip the village text too fast or something, like the game just hangs and just doesn't load properly. It might be my disc or something, but it's just weird.
I've never seen that happen before, so I don't know.
I think I might forge the Slim Lance a bit sooner than normal.
Oh, are you paranoid about it breaking early or something?
Yeah, like on Anna or something.
You should probably be fine.
Because I'm gonna have
Before
5
next
uses. Do I even have the money right now? Like, I get it after chapter 19. I could do it in 20, because I know for a fact Khalil can finish this guys off with Elf Thunder. The only reason he forged it there is just like a one-shot on one enemy anyways. I'll forge this one that's there
What
and
have you
then
used
forge
money on?
Thunder.
You haven't used money on anything extra, have you?
Nope.
So you should be fine then.
Well, like, I just don't get any money until the end of chapter 19. Because we used it on Javelin here.
That's true.
So I'll do it in 20, I'll do the Forged Thunder in, I guess, chapter 25. This is a pretty fun map. It's a defeat boss map, and we got we got Racin. Yeah,
Right, this is one of my favorite maps.
it's very easy to set up too. You just swap 2 people, and then you just start.
This is why I like to call it the choo-choo shove train.
Oh, whoops. I think I only need like 1 more person. Oh, yep, there we go. And now how do I get to Morty?
It's kind of interesting because I think the game is sort of intentionally for not let Lagoo's units have very high like constitution or whatever, which is how you calculate being able to shove someone. And Mordecai is a Lagoo, so he has very high constitution, so he can actually shove Marcia. So basically, only mounted grounded Lagoos can shove mounted units for the most part. Kind of a safe general rule to go by.
Okay. You can actually miss that dude. He's pretty dodgy. Also, say no to Volk. Always say no to Volk.
Promote Volk, promote Volk.
I mean, it technically doesn't ruin anything. It's just time loss that looks cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look cool because you gotta watch the promotion of Shane.
Alright, so basically, we're rich now. So at the end of that chapter, you basically find a shack filled with money, and you just take it, because that's what you do in war. So we have a ton of money now. And Ike takes it, and he's like, alright, Volk, here's your money, tell me the story about what happened to my mom and my dad. And so he does, and Ike finds it out, and it's a big story moment and all that. And then Volk is like, yeah, so I don't actually want the money, you can have it. It was just a maturity test thing, so we're rich.
Whew.
I think he
Whippet
still
also
takes it
recruited.
too. Because you get a bunch back at when, like, Ike and Volk see each other in Radiant Dawn. Where the heck do I go again? Oh, pfft, right there, duh. Wait, really? Really, right there, duh? Okay, yes, right there, duh.
Duh.
My visual cue got messed up when I did this out of order. As in, Titania's right here smacking some guy up with a Slim Lance.
Oh yeah, Titania's still in the game. You kind of forget about her after you're like chapter 15. After chapter
Just
16,
takes the backseat to Marcia.
Yeah. We never mentioned, we also recruited another character named who is a pre-promoted Sage, and she's actually really good. Like, really solid. Like, a lot of her offensive stats are almost 20, and her saving grace is that she starts with the B rank in all anima magic, which means she can use Siege Tomes, which are tomes that you can attack with from 3 to 10 tiles away. You don't really use them too much in the speedrun because they're not that reliable. I mean, there are faster strats you can use with them, but they're not reliable, so they're not done in the current route.
What are you talking about?
Chapter 22.
You could 3% critical the chapter 22 boss and save all the time.
Yeah. But Khalil's still useful just offensively for the most part, because she doubles most enemies anyways, and since she has a high respectful magic stat and most enemies have bad resistance, she can 2-hit KO most enemies.
Yeah, okay, so the scary part of this map is, I think, for the most part, over. Tanith has a real chance of dying on this map if she gets hit a bunch. Even though she's, like, really good, like, she's still kind of frail if she gets, like, beat up a lot. Because her defense stat isn't that high. But thankfully I was able to dodge the effective damage blizzard and a couple enemies, so she can't actually die here.
Yeah, I think like typically her chances of dying is kind of unrealistic unless she gets hit by Blizzard. That's the scary thing from my experience.
Yeah. Blizzard has like a 40 or 50% chance. Alright, so the reason why we deployed all these scrubs was so that Titania could get this and kind of manipulate a Wyvern Rider at the end of the map. Because he likes to troll if nobody's on the top left house. For some reason, if you don't put anyone over there, the Wyvern Rider will actually go in front of the boss and just block you from seizing.
Oh yeah.
But if you move them over there, for some reason the Wyvern Rider will actually like, okay, you guys are cool, and he just gets out of the way, and it makes absolutely no sense, but I guess we'll take it.
We did kill Jill's father. If you talk to the boss of the chapter, Jill goes to the side, and the only way to get her back,
Yeah,
I
she
believe,
just like
is...
defects. Oh, like if she just straight up defects. Like she won't join back. Like period. The only way she actually defects though is like if you don't have an A support with Mist, because that's like the only character she can have a support with at that point.
Oh, I thought it was she can go to the enemy side, but you can talk her back with Mist, or is it the other way? Is it
No,
where
it's just like
doesn't defect at all?
she just doesn't defect at all if she already has an A support.
Ah, that's
But
interesting.
she doesn't join back if she defects.
Okay, that I didn't know.
People have said that if you have an A support with left, she will also not defect, but you can't have that at this point in the game.
Yeah, she gets
So-
she gets her like A support after this map or something. Just like okay. I don't think B left. It has to be an A support. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sticking to it 100% because I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain about it.
I'm pretty
Wanna get
confident
some
in
water?
saying that B support won't do it. Has to be A.
I did the extra scared Ike BXP. Oh, no. Gotta keep Racin deployed. Alright, this map could be stupid, but thankfully, with all that bonus experience, it's not.
Do you use a pure water here?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a guy with a sleep staff.
And then Marcia has to pure water as well. So the enemy AI stops being a jerk. Because if you don't pure water Marcia, the sleep bishop will try sleep her. But I don't know. For some reason, if you pure water Marcia as well, that doesn't happen. Just really trolly. Oh, whoops! I left the javelin equipped. Oh well, it was only one use. You just do this and rip. Alright, so this is a Seas map. This is also the first map where they start really throwing sleep staffs at you. I just gotta make sure my movement's correct. Oh, I messed up casting main phase. Oh well.
Oh yeah, we should probably say what that is.
Oh. It's this weird camera glitch thing where the game remembers the speed the camera is scrolling at, and once you start the enemy phase, you kind of lose control of the camera. But basically, if you have it moving fast as you end your turn, it stays moving fast. That's the simplest explanation of the trick.
Oh, I just came back and I noticed. Are you talking about it because you missed FEP?
Yeah.
I'm noticing the camera. Yeah.
I missed it like one other time this run.
Yeah. We call that FEP, which is fast enemy phase, which is also in Radiant Dawn and a bit more complex. But it's hard to notice the difference between the fast camera and not so fast camera, and if you don't speedrun the game. But like, once you start speedrunning the game, you really start noticing, and it's like the most irksome thing to see. It's like when I came back from getting water, I'm just like, oh god, good bitch missed the FEP. How could you?
Wow. Rude. Okay, I had to double check the icon,
this
the
strat's
weapon
really cool.
icon, to make sure that was actually the slim lance. I didn't want to be attacking Anna with a javelin.
Oh yeah. I actually look at the numbers more often than the icon and just memorize it. Like, I don't know, just seeing the number is more reliable for me usually.
I'm too far gone. You'll have to forget about me. Move on without me. I'm too used to looking at the weapon icon at this point.
This boss is annoying because she has Miracle. Well, and if she activates Miracle once, it's actually fine. Lose a turn, but if she activates it twice, hint, my own runs, then that kind of
Miracle.
sucks. Yeah, she can double Miracle. I think it's like a 2% chance.
I don't think I've ever been double miracled, but I mean, now that I said that, there's a good chance that might happen right now. Okay.
Marathon luck.
Not today, Anna.
You got pretty lucky with the knights. Like a lot of times those knights can survive with like 1 or 2 AP after one hit, I think. But yeah. We are kind of entering late game, though. We're not quite near the end of the run yet. Probably like the last third.
Oh, whoops, wrong way. Okay, chapter 22. This is a pretty good meme map, as in, thankfully we came up with a more consistent way of beating it.
Even so,
because Torn 1 was not fun.
Even with this consistent strat, this chapter is still probably the least consistent of the run. Like if Tanith or Marcia missed, then that's like usually GG. Chance of missing is uncommon, but it can happen. I think that's like the only thing that can really go wrong.
The chapter where we're supposed to be protecting priests is also the chapter where we kill some priests.
Yeah.
Because they're in the way. How inconsiderate of them.
These should count as death.
I feel like that's pushing it a bit.
Yeah, I'm being sarcastic.
You don't even like get very much bonus experience for killing them either.
Or for saving them?
Or saving them, sorry.
I could double check.
I think it's up to like 500. And at this point, like, a lot of your units are promoted level 10. Well, in Marcia's case, already capped.
It's in normal difficulty, it's 20 VXP per priest alive. And there are 18, so you get 8. You get
ew.
160.
Ew. That's even less than
Yeah,
I thought.
it's not very much. It's not very much. It's not worth it at all.
At least that was first try. If anything like misses at that point, it's just like, well, that's a reset. Because you leave so many scrubs deployed, like they're just gonna get picked off at the start. Oh, I almost forgot. I just noticed the icon wasn't equipped.
Oh, this is also like the Notorious Bridge chapter.
Everybody's
So,
favorite bridge
Yeah.
map.
There's kind of a gimmick in this chapter that you're not going to see, where there's a bunch of hidden pitfalls in this map that are predetermined. And the enemy's units actually know where they are, so you can kind of see like if an enemy just kind of goes in a random half circle, they're avoiding a pitfall. But if a grounded unit walks on a pitfall, they basically lose their turn. But since we're basically having Marcia just fly across, pitfalls don't affect her, so you can pretty much just ignore them. And this is the chapter why you really want to get the full guard. And this is the only reason you get the full guard for this chapter.
Yeah, we're also getting to the point where we're actually kind of benefiting from equipping the night guard, or sorry, the night band, like very early on in the run. Because with that night band, we actually got 2 more points than normal in defense. Like, we have 18 instead of 16, and it really helps against a lot of these enemies. Because like damage just stacks up and Marcia gets beat up, and it really helps because there's a couple turns where Marcia needs to drop Ike instead of like healing up. Like that was my last chance to actually heal for the rest of the map. Whatever HP I have going into the boss fight is what I have for the map, and I could die if I get unlucky. That's usually not the case though with
Yeah, honestly, I've never seen Marcia on this map.
Yeah, well, actually, I've seen her plenty, like die plenty of times on the North American version.
Well, I have
'Cause
seen
you
her
don't-
die like once or twice in the English.
Because like you don't one-shot that sword cap dude or something. Like you have to attack him on player phase, and he can't heal there.
So interesting fact about the pitfalls in this chapter, and this also works in Radiant Dawn. If you put a flying unit over one of the pitfalls, and then you have a ground unit like go through that space, they won't get hit.
Yeah, because you can't stack 2 units on the same tile.
Yeah.
So the game's like, I'll just let you pass, whatever. Maybe you're like footstooling the flying mount or something. Footstooling that Pegasus.
Someone did mention it's only 2 damage. That axe adds up to damage on it. You would try to think about if Marcia had 2 less defense, that's 4 damage. She's taking 2 more damage from every attack. And if she gets hit like 10 times in this map, that's 20 extra damage, which would probably end up killing her in the long run.
Yeah, and she doesn't have Savior yet, so she's actually taking like speed penalties.
Yeah, she's
She
not that
loses
dodgy
like
right
28 deployed because she loses 14 speed from carrying Ike.
Har is coming up from behind. He's trying to meet us.
He's trying to like kick our butts, but he's so far back. And the
Yeah.
only character that could have recruited him is back in Goldoa.
Trying to find her way
Oh my goodness.
over the sea.
Don't worry, we'll see plenty of horror.
She's having a nice chat with Deginsia, telling her that Goldoa will not move.
Oh yeah, so Gwimpage got this skill called Smite. You can't read it because it's in Japanese, but he's actually used it a few times in a run. Smite is basically shove, except you shove a unit 2 tiles. And there aren't any units that can shove Marcia besides our 2 tigers, so having them being able to smite gives us a lot of leeway with how many tiles we can shove Marcia. This chapter is kind of interesting. There is a village in this chapter that finally has the Savior Scroll! Finally!
And I can't equip it yet.
You can't equip skills the chapter you get them in, unfortunately. But yeah, so Tanith is gonna help out and visit the village to get the Savior Scroll.
Yeah, it's actually
Marcia-
kind of a big deal because this one tile, like, even though, oh darn it. Even though, like, Marcia's right there, it looks like I could probably just, like, wait in front of the village, visit it, and then just move on to the objective, but, like, I actually do need that one tile. Marcia has to keep moving towards the objective if I want to end it on turn 3. Oh boy, I messed up past semi phase on turn 1.
That. Wow, messed up FEP.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm gonna reset right now. What is my estimate? Oh, 220. Okay, that's. I don't think I'm gonna break it. I've had some silly, stupid mistakes, but nothing like chapter 13 for FE12.
Oh,
At least the end. That might change when I get to chapter 27.
We don't talk about chapter 13 in my run. Yeah, I think you're good on time.
Alright. Oh
We have
no.
these green.
Oh, okay. So yeah, these green units. I forgot that there's this phase, and still got a slow enemy phase through them. Oh well. It's kind of funny that there's like this Valkyrie here, and it's like the only other Valkyrie you see in the game.
That's not missed.
Yeah, but promoting missed.
Promoting missed in a speedrun.
But you gotta promote her and give her arm scrolls for sword ranks. And give her
I
a
love
sword.
that's actually like a lot of fun. It just,
I've done it.
Me too, I've done it like multiple times. It's like, what else are you gonna use the arm scroll on?
It's too bad they don't give you more like Sonic swords.
Yeah, they only
Or
give you the
something.
one.
So she has 20 uses of actually being a decent combat unit.
Oh, whoops. Oh. I was like,
We just-
did I forget something? Nope,
I
just
think
me
you're
being
good.
screwed.
The funny thing is, we just got these two scrubs named Lucia and Bastion, and we don't want to use them, but they spawn barely outside of the enemy range, so you conveniently don't have to do anything with them at all. So it works out really nicely.
Heck yeah. Don't need to move them. I remember there was a strat at the start where you would just have Bastion rescue Lucia, and then Ike rescue somebody else, and you would just sit on the bottom right corner of the map, like behind the tree, so only like 2 enemies could attack your 2 units. It was like, I think it was the 4-turn strat. Doing the 3-turn lets you kind of get away with just leaving everybody standing around at the start.
Excuse me.
Alright. So yeah, with all of that shove training and the Racin vigor at the start, Marcia barely has enough movement to arrive on this chapter because it's very big. Like honestly, like it's actually quite nice that you're able to in this on turn 3. So we'll get this map
Imagine
out
if
of the
this
way.
was a chapter. Oh my goodness.
So equip savior, Lagoo's guard. Okay, that's right. Gotta remember stuff for later. So I don't have to do it later after I'm like, oh my goodness, like Lucia took 10 times the amount of damage she's supposed to. Why is she dead?
Poor Lucia.
Or sorry, Marcia, like in chapter 26 where she gets beat up by a bunch of cats and tigers.
Yeah, so Lucia comes with a Lagoo's guard, which is really nice because we're reaching the part a lot of Lagoo's that do a chunk of damage to Marcia, and the Lagoo's guard, when equipped, halves damage from Lagoo's, but it can only be equipped by humans. There is, I think, a Beork guard. Basically, you take half damage from humans, but it can only be equipped with Lagoo's, I think. Or am I thinking of something else? I think that's in this game too.
I almost forgot.
Oh yeah, I think this is the last time we're gonna see the crit underflow glitch on the Thunder Tome. It's really fun to abuse the crit underflow glitch on the Thunder Tome with someone that has Vantage. Because like, you one-shot anything with a Thunder crit for the most part, because it's magic. So...
Yeah, 1-2 range, you just pretty much counterattack everything.
Yeah, it's
and always
great.
go first.
That was like the best part about playing a Soren on the Japanese version. Just Vantage, Thunder crit everything. Just nothing survives. Especially when he hits like max magic, it's just like everything dies. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think he has the highest magic growth of the 3, or well, there are like 4 mages. I guess there's 5. You know, Bastion and Khalil. But using Khalil with the Thunder Tome is much more consistent than using Largo, which is what you have to do in the English version.
Oh yeah, the English version does use Largo.
Yeah, some of those enemies at the bottom right are kind of tricky for Largo to kill consistently, like that stupid cat.
Cat.
Oh yeah, so the gimmick to this map is it's a route, but there's also a bunch of boulders at the top of the map. If you like are in the path of a boulder, they all have a preset determined path. So if you stand in the range of one, like you're gonna get hit. But the nice thing about it is, aside from that first rock, I think it was like used as an example. So if you don't stand in any of the rock's ranges, like they just won't throw the rock down, which is really nice because we just placed our units in areas where none of the rocks will target them. So instead of throwing the rocks down, these enemies are just throwing themselves at Mercia. Alright.
Oh yeah, did we mention this is a route chapter?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the last one in the game, I think, so...
It is. The rest of the game is pretty much exclusively seasoned defeat boss. Ouch. What a jerk. I'm pretty sure Khalil always survives at like 2 HP even if she gets hit by everything.
I don't think she has a chance of dying. I don't remember that off the top of my head, though. So don't quote me on that.
She's gonna get bopped like this enemy phase and I'm gonna feel stupid. Like... I'm almost certain she always survives, but on the off chance she doesn't, I'm gonna feel bad. Oh, there we go. I wonder how much damage that bishop's gonna deal. She's gonna survive at like 3 HP apparently.
I think the bishop, I don't remember, maybe the bishop takes her, or does like 1 or 2 damage. I don't remember.
Probably.
You can calculate it. Ooh, can that sniper crit Khalil?
No.
Oh, it's Japanese version.
Yeah, snipers, berserkers, and swordmasters do not have their innate crit ratio in this game.
Mm-hmm.
They all have just 0. No crit bonus. Sucks to suck, snipers. Khalil's fine, I think. The only thing that can actually kill her is that bishop, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't even deal any damage. Pretty sure, like I'm not certain about this. Like, how much res? Oh, 17 res. This is Path of Radiance normal mode. How much magic could that guy even have? I'm pretty sure like 8. I'm guessing 8, and he has like 10 attack total.
It's probably like 2 like Death Fighter. He's probably like Death
Chapter 7 and X Fighter. New protagonist.
Do I smell a meme hack? Crossover with the 313 Archer? Memes are in the air.
Okay, here we go. Is Khalil gonna survive? Oh, I guess we'll never know. Oh, I'll know. I'll just go back and check later. But you guys will never know.
Can you die to the boulders in this game?
You can.
Yes, you can.
I'll just stand in the range of a boulder at the end.
Yeah.
I don't think we explained the boulders, but it's like whatever.
Yeah, I did already, sorta.
Oh, you did? Okay.
They're in a set path. Like, Khalil went into that corner because that's actually like the one safe tile on that path. Oh, one of two safe tiles. I did this map right. I got the 3-turn. Okay, here's when things get scary. Because enemies are, like, buffed now.
The Lagoos, even with the Lagoos guard, they still do quite a bit of damage to Marcia, so it can be kind of scary. Don't forget Savior. Unless you already equipped it. I think you already equipped it.
Yes. Stop scaring me, Kirby. Oh, whoops. I was supposed to
Sorry,
do that.
Vintage.
So the Lagoos guard has damage that Lagoos do to the orc units, which are the, you know, human-like units. And then there's also a Bjork guard, or yeah, which is supposed to. It says it's like it has the same kind of description as the Lagoos guard, but it doesn't really do what it says that it's gonna do. It just gets rid of like effective bonuses versus Lagoos.
Dang translators.
I think the guys that translated the York Guard probably, you know, worked on Heroes. But that's where they've gone.
The descriptions are getting like so convoluted now.
I know.
Just, like, did you see like defense tactic or whatever? That description's a mess.
I don't know, dude. The descriptions themselves have power creep. I've given up on that game too. It's too much. It's too much. I can't handle it anymore. I can't put that much time into a mobile game. I have other things to
learning how to learning how to decipher their descriptions.
Yeah.
Valencia, third Pegasus Knight. Woo!
The only one with A-rank Steves to use the rescue staff.
Yeah, she is the only unit in the game who can use the rescue staff immediately, which we have used it in past runs. It warps a faraway unit to staff user.
But the sucky thing about Princess Valencia is that because she's a princess, she doesn't have like combat experience, and she has really sucky stats at this point of the game. So she has like no magic range.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's still nice to deploy her and use her for the rescue staff though, because 6 tiles is still 6 tiles.
Yeah, Marcia is taking a bit of a beating.
It's okay, I think.
We think.
I think it'll be fine. I'm gonna die.
This is fun.
The problem is you can't heal on the second turn.
Yeah, like I need to drop Ike. I can't just sit over there and heal. Like Alencia's gonna get overwhelmed if I don't end the map now.
Oh, and if Valencia dies, it's a game.
Oh no, Marcia, please! I believe. Don't die. Oh no!
Oh no, did she die?
Oh, that was 3 hits in a row. What the heck?
What?
This guy, wow!
Oh no.
But this is just funny.
That's why he saved after all of this junk.
That's good. Chapter 13, chapter 13.
Dang, we were doing so good.
There goes the first major time loss of the run.
All things considered, this run's been going really well.
Yeah, honestly, that's the first. I've never seen Marcia actually die in this chapter. I've seen
Really?
it not actually die. Yeah.
Not including this, I've had some experience with bad luck on this chapter. I was at full HP going into the last turn I could have healed too. Alright, well, we'll do the same thing again. Maybe we can survive.
Maybe. Thinking emoji.
I guess we just didn't believe hard enough.
Yeah.
I
I thought
blame
you said
Kirby,
we just
man.
didn't believe hard enough.
Wow.
Har's not here. Wow.
No, he's gone. It was just so awkward. Like that last guy just chunked her for 13 HP. It's just like, wow, that's some big boy damage.
I kind of wonder what their actual hit rate is.
I think it ranges from like 30 to 45, if I had to guess. Because Marcia's pretty dodgy at this point.
Yeah.
That's still a little high, though.
Yeah,
Honestly.
like for 3 of them to hit in a row like that.
I mean, the hit rates are actually semi-decent, but yeah, it's still unlucky. It's not like
I had such a good
Bulky
Bertram
and-
fight too. Oh, okay, here we go.
Ulki and Radiant Dawn having minuscule chance to get hit by the crossbow and then get
It
hit by
always
the
does. See, why didn't they attack Ike that turn? Dang it. I know she has an unequipped weapon, so they're gonna be like trying to bully her, but come on. Now they're missing. This is good stuff. This is why I speedrun this game. Oh, okay, now we're getting actually good RNG on this, like, map. Like, Alencia dodged, Ike dodged, Marcia's like, she looks like she's gonna survive. I don't know about you, but this like pileup at the gate is actually kind of hilarious to me. Just like the way the
It
enemies
is
just
funny.
surround Marcia. We used to. I remember there was a strategy where we just pretty much just traded Ike and Marcia's places, and Ike would just have a little pathway to seize. Oh yeah, it goes like this.
And that paladin on the left could technically, well, I guess it doesn't matter. He could block Marcia's way. If it was switched, they could possibly block Ike's path. But that's not really a problem in this chapter, but one of the later chapters, Twisted Tower, that actually was a problem.
Oh yeah.
Trying to figure out the route.
Well, the next chapter, well, ignoring the fact that Ike or Marcia can die, the English version of Twist is pretty inconsistent with the enemy AI, whereas in Japanese, there isn't a realistic chance of someone blocking you, I think. But that's the chapter after this, I believe. Oh yeah, this chapter is pretty neat. We're gonna see Gwimpage being used in this chapter.
Wow, not even.
Gwimpage is at this point in the game is pretty much the bulkiest character in the game. Like he has pretty high HP, I think like 20 defense or something like that, so which is really high. And he's gonna have to have Night Ward equipped and use a Pure Water, which boosts his resistance by 9 on the first turn, plus defense by
9?
plus 2.
Oh, because he has the Night Ward?
Yeah. So like Gwimpage is really bulky, and he's gonna be playing the role of kind of playing support behind Marcia to kill stuff behind her, and also to open up an important chest in the upper left corner.
Yeah, we used to use Tanith here for some reason, and Tanith's not very bulky. Pretty much just 100% rely on luck whether she survived or not. And then we were like, oh, hey, Joffrey's here. Why not try that? Oh, why haven't we used Joffrey before?
Yeah, like they have the same move, and flight doesn't matter in this chapter.
You're used to having Tanith do babysitting duties. Okay, I remembered the door. The door command's not at the top. I was about to drop Ike right there.
The reason why I'm calling Joffrey Quimpitch is because Joffrey is like Quimpitch's favorite character. His avatar, like almost everywhere, is Joffrey.
I think
Actually,
it's just like,
Well, now you've changed it now, right?
this one? No. Somebody drew a little Joffrey thing during a stream. Yeah, it was one of my friends that drew it. And they're just like, okay, I'll use it. Looks cute.
Door is one of the few like Japanese commands on the list I can actually pick out because it's really short. It's like always the shortest.
It's like the only one character thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, at least for me, I just memorize location of everything. I think I can usually recognize Rescue as well. Rescue has like those little 2 horizontal lines or something like that in the first character.
Do you think Joffrey's gonna get double bolting and then die?
I believe! You believe in the Quimpitch!
I have a feeling he's about to get double bolting and die. Oh, okay. This is actually really. Oh, my slim lance is coming close to breaking. Okay. It was really nice that Marcia didn't really get hit there because it meant that I could kill that other bolting guy, and I won't actually be at risk of death here. At least Joffrey won't be. That's not to say I won't be at risk of death next turn.
I think Ike has a risk of dying as well if everyone targets him. Kind of just depends.
Yeah,
Joffrey is
it
one
really
of the
depends
scary
on that
guys.
stupid meteor. If Hefed lands both of his attacks, and then the meteor dude lands, like everybody will want to attack Ike instead of Marcia. Because like, hey, I could get a kill. Let me just try get it.
And you also have to worry about Hefed activating Miracle.
Oh god, Hafed is annoying because he has really high stats all around and he's very bulky. He has a Night Ward equipped.
And he has a Brave Lance.
Yeah, which attacks twice. He does a lot of damage to Ike, and he has Miracle on top of that. So it's like, why?
Uh-oh. No, I need a crit here, otherwise I'm gonna be getting an extra turn. Oh. I actually can... No. I could just steel bow. Okay, what is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, this should work. But then I get ganged up on. Oh, I don't even... What the frick, Joffrey? You don't double the tiger. Okay, well, I'll just have to... I'll have to take an extra turn. It's okay.
Not the end of the world.
Yeah, that Sunland's breaking kind of sucked.
Why did you have fewer uses than usual? Did you use on... What did you use on next
I
round?
forged it earlier, remember?
Oh.
Because I was like 5 or so uses. I forged it a bit earlier because I was scared of Anna. Probably didn't have a reason to be scared of her. But my forge uses were really cutting it close at that point.
Oh.
Okay, I'll drop Ike.
Oh, Hafed. Oh. Rumble.
Yeah, that guy's a jerk face.
He's a jerk. Do you agree with JSND, Quimpitch? Joffrey is actually so cool.
I agree.
Agree. Yes.
Where do I even want to go to stop Marcia from being blocked off? I think like in that spot. I don't know, like normally the map would be cleared by now. I don't know what the AI is gonna be doing. Oh, okay, he went after Marcia. And missed! Yes! We don't have to worry about Ike dying unless like something tragic happens. Please kill. Okay, good. I don't have to worry about Hafed RNG. I'm glad.
So are you gonna worry about the Black Knight luck?
Yes.
Really?
I only have no skills equipped on Ike.
It's interesting because like I actually did an interesting write-up.
I think Nihil and Wrath is like the most consistent way of beating him.
Well, you want to use Wrath if you don't have a train, but if you do have a train miss, then Ether is better. I mean, there's a few more details, but that's the general gist of it. So I think it's like a 70% chance of killing the Black Knight if you use the Wrath strat, 60 to 70, something like that.
Oh, that would have been really bad if Hafed activated Miracle.
Is all you do with Miss just heal? You just need her stats so she doesn't die?
So if she can heal, then that means you have more opportunities to attack on player phase with Ike, meaning more chances for Ether to activate.
Yeah.
Whereas with Wrath, you're relying on being on low HP, which is better without Mist because you're relying on because you don't want to attack in player phase since you get killed in 2 hits. You just like let the Black Knight keep attacking you and just heal up. And every time he attacks you and you counterattack, you're at Wrath HP.
Oh, whoops.
So now that we've gotten our long-awaited revenge, we're going on to the next chapter.
Nice revenge.
Okay, good. I still have a pure water. At least I didn't screw up that. Alright, so I was playing this map earlier today, and things did not go well when I was doing the strat, so hopefully things go well. The paladins kind of screwed the pooch and blocked my path, so... Oh, also Rip Morty. You were a great pal. And good smite bot.
Yep.
That's actually like the one intentional death.
This 39 deaths. For including Sheenan's. And Oliver. No, not Oliver. Grail. We counted Grail. Technically, well, he is actually in the game data as a playable character, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, I guess they're both, like, extra characters once you beat the game. For the trial maps.
Yeah, like he has data. He has like Ether as one of his skills, I think.
Oh, Grail. Probably. I never got him.
He was supposed to be, but he's not a trial map character or anything. I think he definitely does have game data though. Same as Zelgius, but Zelgius never shows up on this game.
Yep.
Yeah, he never shows up ever. Especially not in the previous chapter.
Alright, so this map is kind of scary because like there's a lot of enemies like around the gate, and it's very finicky and easy for me to like get blocked off by any of these enemies, especially because at the end of this turn some tiger reinforcements show up near the gate, and they always spawn up. So if an enemy is in the wrong spot, they're gonna like move in front of the boss, and because I can't kill 2 enemies and seize with only 2 units. It means I'd get blocked off, and bad things will happen.
If Pascal was in this game, that would be nice, because the throne is actually not occupied.
Yeah, he's sitting in front of it, just like...
Just not on it.
It would be pretty nice to just like run by everything here.
Oh, hey there. See ya.
Also, I guess another good thing about finishing this map on this next turn is Morim won't die. And we need him for another chapter. Alright, nice. It's pretty nice. that we didn't really have to show the blood, sweat, and tears that went into routing this map because it was honestly painful. Just get the nice finished product right there. Thank goodness. Alright, so let's go do the final map, shall we? Wait. I was like, did I skip a base? I was like, did I skip a base on accident?
We're approaching the final map of the game, so time will be coming up in a few minutes.
Heck yeah.
It's also time to explain what Wrath and Resolve do.
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
okay. When you're at less than 50% HP, both of these skills act, and Wrath adds 50% to your crit rate, and Resolve multiplies your strength and speed by 1.5, which is amazing. So combined, you're super powerful at less than 50% of your HP.
It's also kind of an interesting little factor where, I know with the Black Knight and Ashnards, they actually negate all crit against them. So like, but then Wrath actually override, like it's calculated after that calculation. Like normally you have 0 crit on Ashnard, but if you use, if Wrath activates, you have a flat 50% chance of getting a crit.
Yeah, so it's just the straight up coin flip whether you crit him. Another downside is we actually need Ashnard to connect his attack, so I'm put into Wrath and Resolve HP. If that doesn't happen, I'm gonna be sitting there like an idiot and can't do anything to fight him.
Yeah. It's like your goal is to get a quick kill, and like give or take a bit, Ashnard's chance of hitting Ike is around 2/3. And then on top of that, Ike has to land at least one Wrath crit out of 2, so that's around a 3/4 chance of happening, I think. Yeah. So overall, it's around like a 50% chance of getting a quick kill on Ashnard.
So we're gonna call to Barn for help because he's very helpful and very cool. So
it's actually not too big of a deal if Ashnard hits Ike, but you don't crit, because you're guaranteed to finish.
Here we go,
Ashnard.
RNG time. Please be nice after that chapter 26. Everything's been going well.
Oh yeah, so Ashnard moves
Aww.
on JP on all difficulties, whereas on English he only moves on hard mode.
His AI is different between in the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, he missed.
goodbye, Racin. I can't do anything about Racin dying. Well, I could have, but I didn't. I got a Lindsay out of there though, because if she dies, it's a game over. No point in restoring a kingdom with no princess.
Clearly. Killing one princess is clearly the same as killing every citizen.
So now we gotta wait here and hope for another chance to have Ashnard land his attack on Ike. Because if it doesn't happen, we're gonna be sitting through this again. Except even worse because there's enemies that Ike needs to fight. I think at that point I might just reset. Because things are gonna get way messier. Like fast.
Like, if you don't nail it second try, then that's just GG.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll just do this. Maybe it'll help, I don't know. But we pretty much need Ashnard to hit now, otherwise, like, things are not gonna be pretty. Like, people that should not be getting attacked right now aren't being attacked. Oh boy. Here we go. I believe...
Is Ashnard gonna move last?
No, he moves after that Bow Paladin for some reason. Come on, come on, come on! I'm just gonna reset now. What the heck?
Wow. That sucks.
This is the last map of the game. It comes down to an RNG kill. I did save after all of that. I did not save after all of that. Oh wow, it's a very short prep.
Yeah, it's not a long prep.
Don't worry, we can still do it. Sorry, I'm just kind of focusing on like.
Hey, at least you
Kinda
didn't forget to
going
rescue
fast.
Ike, like in AGD2.
I haven't forgotten about that. I can't get it out of my mind every time I get to this point of the game.
I'm not sure where our restreamer is at. I'm just gonna keep an eye on the timer.
I'm here.
Darn it!
Oh, he is there. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. I've been watching. I just been being quiet.
Okay. I wasn't sure because the Discord said you were idle. Okay, that's reassuring.
I really can't touch it, you know.
Alright, so we got another chance. Hopefully we don't need our third chance to hit Ashner, because so far this run's been really good, and I don't want to be fighting Ashner for a third time. I didn't even save again, so I believe.
You believe?
I believe
Think of it
hard
this way.
enough to not save. That's
Just
how
think of
hard
it
I
this way.
believe.
If you go over estimate, half of the runs in this marathon will be estimate, so you'll be joining me and TR in that regard.
Yeah, you
You'll
get to be
make us
put
feel less bad.
alongside as somebody prestigious as Kirby Master. Isn't that great?
Yeah, I know.
I'm saving Racin this time in case I missed. Ashner just like stop being dodgy. Please just let Ashner hit you. Here we go. Okay, we got hit. Now we need the 50-50. Okay, yes. Woo! Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to stream delay a bit. I ruined the surprise, didn't I?
Oh well.
Dang it.
Not for the chat, I don't think. Right?
Oh yeah, no, it should be fine for chat because you're streaming the Discord. But yeah,
Oh,
time
okay.
will be coming up soon. So
Time. We got a 209 apparently. So that was pretty good.
I had 2:16:48.
Oh really? Oh well, 209 in-game time. In-game
Yeah.
time doesn't lie.
yeah,
I
the
had to,
in-game
like,
time
reset.
for most Fire Emblem games is like actually really accurate. Problem is, it's not if you reset. So,
I had to reset a couple
Oh, yeah,
times.
resetting would.
like the gold standard for like non-manipulated runs, like is like if your real time is the same as in-game time, your run's pretty good because that means that you didn't reset.
I prefer the notion of it being completely accurate all the time. If I came in 20 minutes late.
Yeah, I got a very nice 209 at this marathon run. Thank you everybody for watching the 209. And definitely not the 216.
Time to change the default leaderboard.
Only
In real
in-game
time.
Only runs that do not reset are allowed.
Ike bolts up.
Alrighty, thank you everyone for having me on the marathon today. It was a lot of fun. A lot of
GG
fun.
Gambit running.
And yeah,
Okay.
it's been a lot of fun commentating as well.
Cool. Thank you for
Yep.
the run.
You're
We have
welcome.
one more game coming up, which is Radiance on